All right, so when you talk to people, don't get distracted by the conversation. When you like first meet somebody, let me start right here. Let me start here. This is some real player talk right here, and it's real subtle. I know y'all think I'm about to say like some real cold, like super slick shit. It's not. It's super subtle. Uh, Manners get dismissed when people get like a little older. Niggas just be like, man, I ain't got time for that. Manners is kind of like honestly like a little secret weapon in terms of communicating. We all know you do most of your communication not with your mouth. Body language, facial expressions, and shit. Uh, but manners is like a easy trick to get to know if a person is worth talking to. Because if you can't, if you don't know how to properly respond to me when I'm polite to you, I'm just gonna become more hesitant in my interaction and basically mean I'm gonna pull back and I'm not gonna interact with you. And what can happen sometime with that is that can make somebody think you got a problem with them or that you don't like them, and they don't know that you are aware that they will most likely cross boundaries with you. So you are really trying to prevent that and kind of protecting both of y'all from getting into an unnecessary situation because you know this person is going to cross some boundaries with you. And it's not necessarily one particular person, it's different personalities. Different personalities can handle different stuff. You know, uh, that's a little piece about how also if you judging people, you could miss things. Like you can see somebody who's like dressed real nice, and it kind of covers up some of their flaws in like terms of personality because you like they got good style, like they got good taste. Uh, and then you might see a person who dresses kind of rough, and it might cause you to be a little more critical of them, because they're not their presentation isn't as presentable. Uh, so when you use your manners, we're gonna stick to the manners. Excuse me, uh, good mornings, you know, how was your weekend? Stuff like that. This is how I like to commonly create interactions with people in the world, just people. Uh, I grew up when I was in high school. When I was in high school, the hottest phone you could have was either a Sidekick or a Razor. Only like niggas on Wall Street and like super fly dope boys had like Blackberries and shit. Like Blackberry wasn't it would be pointless as in a high school nigga. But like when I was in high school, the Razor, that sleek little motherfucker, I had that. Uh, and the Sidekick, nigga, SS Stevo, he had the mother. He was like, Stevo was the first nigga with a Sidekick at Purcell, nigga. That and it's niggas that's gonna vouch and agree. He was the first nigga that caught the Sidekick, and that was big shit back then because the Sidekick was a motherfucker. Because you could like phones now is crazy. Like this shit right here, like you could, nigga, what? Can't do no shit like this on no motherfucking Sidekick. We weren't even capable of doing shit like this. You know what I'm saying? In high school, and shit crazy. But you it was like a big board. It was basically the same size as these phones turned to the side, but you flip the screen up and like doo doo doo. So everybody know, oh, that nigga got a Sidekick, and it had a full keyboard. So this is when texting. This is when I'm gonna get off topic. We gonna stick to manners, but I'm gonna get off topic real quick. This is when niggas got in trouble with the ladies because the women was able to take control and the women stole something, and I don't think they know what they stole. I don't think women realize what they did when they started texting was it took away the power of the personality. When I was like young, like in like my teenager, like 14, 15, 16, 17 type shit, like you couldn't get no girl if you didn't have no personality. Like if you dress like real fly, like you dress real nice, and you know maybe you was aesthetically appealing, uh, girls would say like, yeah, he look good, he dressed nice, but he quiet, he shy, like he too quiet, he ain't got no. And I ain't talking about the quiet cool nigga. I'm talking about like he ain't got no personality. So it didn't matter. Like now it's like if you fly enough, some chicks gonna jock you. You know, some people ain't got no personality and leave you alone, but a bunch gonna jock you. So like when the sidekick came and the texting really got really big now, and girls went from sending like entry messages like what you doing, and then that would turn into like a phone call or what you doing, and it would turn into like pull up or something like that. It turned into like full-fledged conversations where a lot of stuff that dudes were saying was being misinterpreted. They wasn't able to show their swag and they flair and their personality. And it's almost like the women became like a teacher, like they grading the assignment, like, oh, let me this no, that text wasn't good, he failed that one. You know, it just, I think the ladies took a road that they really didn't know they was taking and didn't realize it's really not the best road to be in, where you can be so critical of every word somebody say. Cause like when I'm around people and I'm talking, people normally pay attention when I'm talking because they want to hear what I'm saying. But if I'm like texting, like I can't text how I think. You know, I don't know how to do that. So I keep my shit like normally pretty. My shit sound like a fucking letterhead or something, like a company message or something like that. Cause I don't want to. I can't be being all clever and fun and shit in a text. Cause most of the shit get misinterpreted because you can't hear my tone. So the texting thing. This is why I don't do the phone that much. You know, I don't like talking on the phone or like texting on the phone, and I really don't like talking on the phone because you missing so much. I like to interact with people, like, but I value interaction, so I don't interact with any and everybody, uh, because some people don't know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, and I don't want to be put in a situation where I feel like I'm being disrespected. So manners, back to manners, just lines up, helps prevent that, and it helps you filter out the people you need to interact with less, because you can still interact with all these people because you can get something from everybody. This is the whole point of this. I believe people have value. When I see people, I see value. Some people aren't aware of their value. Some people are more aware and less aware than others. But people have value because what would this world be without people? Like, we make the world what it is. It would still be cool, you know, animals and plants and shit, but like, you know, like we make the world crack.